Hey everyone, I am so excited for this conversation with Kim. It's going to be dope. It's going to be amazing. So today we're talking about women, Black women. Beautiful Black women in media. That is our topic of discussion tonight. And this is going to be, as y'all always know, it's always organic conversations. It's always just a vibe. It's just, we just chilling, we're talking, you know what I'm saying? And we're just vibing off each other. So this conversation is going to be, again, about Black women in media. And it's hosted by myself, which is, I'm Janessa, the owner and founder of Loom JTV Media Firm, which is a media company based here in the Atlanta area. Thank you so much for joining us, Kim. How are
You're
you?
welcome. You're welcome. I am great.
That's
I
good.
am overwhelmingly well.
Overwhelmingly well. That's amazing. That's amazing. So tell us about how you got into media, how you got into, you know, all of this stuff that you're doing. Because you always say stuff is going on, right?
Cause y'all
So
stuff is going on though.
how did you get into it?
Listen, I was gonna act like it was a long drawn out story, but it's really not a long drawn out story. I really was gonna be like, back in 1990, my mom and my dad got together and they said, let's do something. But in reality, I got into media literally in high school. I've always been a creative because I've always sung, I've always danced, I've been in cheer squads, dance teams, art schools, performing arts, I act, I did everything. So I've always been a creative. It kind of transferred over to the computer world. Probably around about the last 2 years of high school, I took a computer class. My computer teacher taught me how to do graphics on computer. She taught me how to do that. It was up from there. I started on Word, like a lot of people talk trash.
Paint.
But I started on Paint.
I think everybody started on Paint.
I started on Word. I started on PowerPoint.
Yes.
I started on,
a true veteran.
Word art. Very much. I started from the bottom. And now we're here. Okay, so very much so. Starting with Word and starting with PowerPoint, with even Microsoft products, and then I kind of just graduated because I did not go to school for graphic design. All the media stuff that I know very much came through hard work and YouTube University. Between YouTube University and the mere fact that I don't like being wrong and I'm going to find the answer, that's kind of sort of how I kind of just made my way. I've had plethora of jobs. I come from an area where you have to be a doctor, a lawyer, a preacher, or somebody, in order to quote unquote be deemed successful or even quote unquote make enough money. So entrepreneurship was low-key a little slighted at first with my family. But I ended up getting my degree in medical administration. So my degree is in medical.
I didn't even know that. So you don't even have. She doesn't even have a media. So wait a second.
I have no media degree. My degree is in medical administration.
What? That is so okay. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna interrupt. Continue.
Yeah. So my degree is in medical administration, and yeah, so I started working for. I work for the government. I work for food stamps. I work for Medicaid. I work for. I work for doctors' offices. I work for mental health kids. My last job was with kids that had extreme genetic disorders. So I was a case manager for kids that were a product of incest. So that was very fun. I did not know that so many brothers and sisters and cousins and daddies and daughters was having babies like crazy.
Wow.
And a lot of
people do this.
Yeah. So it was really cool. I love medical administration just because I'm low-key a little office bossy.
Okay. So you're one of those.
I'm one of those. I don't know what that means, but very much one of those. But I'm an office boss, but very much so enjoyed my tenure as in the medical administration. If I ever wanted to go work a full-time job, I can literally go back and pick it up. That's one thing that I enjoy about the career is the fact, and one thing that my dad loves about the career is the fact that I can always decide to
And
not do
always,
the entrepreneurship thing. Yeah. I can always decide not to do the entrepreneurship thing and go get a real job.
a real job.
A real job. So,
Wow.
yeah, but now they pay me the big bucks. Hallelujah.
Period.
Oh, okay. They pay me the big bucks
Amen.
to literally sit here and think and come up with stuff and be creative and be exactly who I am, full on and wholeheartedly. And I am literally grateful. I never in the world would have thought that this would be my life, that I would be sitting in my office doing
In
a
office.
in my
Office.
office, y'all,
Yes.
in my local office, doing a live, telling y'all about Kim's journey as a creative.
Yeah.
I've lived, I don't want to say I lived my life in the shadows because I really haven't. I've very much been outspoken. I'm an extrovert. I'm bossy. I am very much a leader. I am very much a me first type of person. And
Mm-hmm.
when I say me first, meaning I'm going to do it first, I don't like waiting on people. So,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily I want to die first, but me first as far as,
Yeah.
yo, you either gonna show up or go lay down.
Period.
So, and I'm always gonna be the one to
But you know
show.
what? I think that's a Floridian thing.
You
Like,
think so?
I really do because being here in Atlanta, not that, and I'm not saying people in Atlanta are like, and nothing negative, but like,
Hmm.
Lord, it's like you got to make it. You
You
got to get it. Like you have to. I don't know. I don't know
little
if
bit.
that.
I
We're
think
just
it's because like even when it comes to like Disney and Universal and stuff like that, when you have to like do shows and stuff like that, you
Mhm.
really have to show up. And
Yeah.
when I mean show up, you have to have the whole package, like because there's a thousand people that want your spot, and it's a lot of people doing the same thing. So it's almost
Mhm.
like not only do you need to show up, but you need to have your niche, and you got to
Yeah.
know what you're doing because people are not paying you to think about
Really,
how to do
never
something.
thought about that. Like
Yeah.
that's
You
so
gotta
good.
show you
Yeah, you
you
do.
have to show
Do.
up. But we're very big on customer service. That's why a lot of people love Floridians because we
Mhm.
provide extremely well customer service. So we show up.
We do. We
We,
do.
we, we
That is.
really show up.
And then going back to what you were saying, I love, so the reason why I created Luminosity TV a few years ago was because I was following all these different people. Like I've done interviews with Jane Elliott, Mark Moore, and
Mm.
just to name a few. So, some pretty prominent people. And my thing was everybody sees the outer, like everyone sees Kim right now.
Yeah.
Everyone, the graphic designer, like Kim, the celebrity graphic designer, like award winning now, praise the
Ooh,
Lord. And
Jesus.
like everybody sees all of that, but we don't ever see the story.
No.
So the word luminosity means to bring light to. So
Oh,
I created this company to, not only design graphics and be a branding person, but really to shed light on people's story.
yeah.
So that's what I really love about your story, even because we wouldn't have known that you didn't have a degree in media. Like I would have never known that. I really
Really?
don't.
Y'all, let
Yes.
me tell you, let me
Yeah.
this is one of my tactics too. I can talk.
Hmm.
I can talk.
We can work the room.
God has anointed this mouth of mine to
Ah,
be able to talk and not only talk, but talk well and be confident in what I say and also in what I think. Therefore, I can be wrong and I can sell it.
mhm.
So
It's really a thing.
it's really a thing. I'm not being fake. I'm just being honest. But very much so, like
Hmm.
I can be wrong, but I can sell it. But that also could be the Aries in me as well because I can literally sit here and argue with somebody and not have a clue what's going on. But I can literally argue you down. Like I'm
Yeah.
naturally a talker, naturally a debater, naturally a communicator. So I can really, really talk really, really well. I think so, anyways. So a lot of times I've learned so much, and I'm also a connoisseur of knowledge. Like my whole thing is like I love wisdom and I love understanding. So
Hmm.
like I'm always going to be the seeker of wisdom, seeker of understanding, because I feel like if you're wise, it doesn't matter, how much you quote unquote know, but if you're wise with what you know,
Mm.
you
Mhm.
can really get by very, very well. So I am very much a seeker of wisdom. So it's a lot of things that I know that I have never used before. It's a lot of things that I have done that I have never done before. There's a lot of things that I'm doing that I've never done before. But because I am a seeker of wisdom and knowledge, it allows me to be able to consume those things. So when I talk about them, you think I've been doing it for years, and I
For
literally
years.
just pique interest.
For
So
years.
when I got into graphics, it just kind of,
Hold on. So, girl, you just said something because knowledge and
yeah.
like understanding and wisdom really sets us up. And then aside from the fact that you got to be anointed for this, and I'm not even trying to be deep tonight, but
Right. That's what it is.
not even trying to be deep, but you really have to be anointed and called to this
Yeah.
work because there's a way that you have to present yourself in a way that you have to, put. I don't want to say put on because that's like has a negative connotation,
Yeah.
but you really do have to put on like, yeah, I've been doing this forever, and people trust you. And then that's the thing that I think we have in common is people trust us with their brands. I don't think people
People trust me with
understand.
their bank account cards. Yo.
It's like what?
People trust you, but it's almost like you have to. But I feel like on the up on the backside of it, you have to be a person of integrity. You got to be a person that is dependable and reliable and very much, I don't want to say open book, but there's no secret about you. People don't easily like people can easily trust me because number one, I'm very much unjudgmental, and I give everybody space to be who they are, how they are, however they are. So it's almost like when you come to Kim, you can just be who you are, and I'm just going to
Right,
deal with you respectively. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. So, drunk man on the street can tell me a secret, and ain't gonna nobody gonna know.
right.
So
And there's really a genuineness and openness, and really like it's kind of like having fortitude within yourself
yeah,
because people can see through you. People can
mhm,
they'll be able to be like, nah, she ain't really about her stuff. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And that's the thing that I've run into as well. It's like you have to really know your stuff. You really have to know what you're talking about and know how to really engage a room and how to basically read a room. You know what I'm
Read
saying?
a room. You have to be able to figure out who's for you, who's against you.
Hmm.
You have to be able to realize, and you also have to be so comfortable in yourself. Because my thing is, I hate being wrong. So
Hmm.
I
me, me too.
hate being wrong. So y'all, I would do whatever it takes to be quote unquote right. Not
Hmm.
saying to be argumental, but just I
Hmm.
will go and learn stuff. Like I will prepare. I would like if I know I'm going to a conference or I'm going somewhere where I'm not really sure about, I would go and research them people and look them up. And so by the time they start talking to me, I got a whole talk
It's
game.
there. It's
It's
there.
there. I'm prepared. They be like,
Right.
"Oh my God, you do this all the time," and I be like, "Baby,
Right.
I don't know nothing
Just
about
learning on the
carpet, but we're at a carpet convention."
hmm hmm
So
And that's the beauty of it because with media, it's really all about what you know,
yeah,
a little bit about who you know, but it's really what you know
what you
because
know,
when you have that knowledge, you can go into any room and pull people and do,
literally,
get all these contracts and stuff like that. So, being that we're talking about Black women in media, and I know that you went to HBCU, I go to Clark Atlanta, so saying, so how have you dealt with being a woman in this industry because it's competitive, especially in the church sector. There
yeah.
are not Kim. I don't even think you realize this. There are not many Black graphic designers in the church sector, and I'm
Not,
not even.
not
I'm
even
not
black graphic designers, black female graphic designers
even. Period.
in the church sector. And that's something that I noticed kind of sort of like this
Mhm.
year. And I am very much that type of person where I stand on my own 2 feet. I don't really pay attention to other people. So I don't be known, very much so. But um I pay attention to what I need to pay attention to, and I ignore what I cannot
Mm,
control.
mhm, mhm,
Because a lot of times, I know I'm black, and I know not only am I black, but I'm a big girl. I have a big mouth. I'm loud. I'm courageous.
mhm.
I'm going to lead you before you lead me. I am bold. I am very much.
You.
I'm very much me. So me myself have been intimidating to people
Mm-hmm.
all my life. I've always told people, I don't mind being naked in front of people because I've always had people look at me. So,
Period.
I know, so me being naked in front of them is not necessarily the most embarrassing thing that I've experienced because I've always been a big girl. I've always been the biggest girl on the team. I've been the biggest, loudest girl. So it's almost like my auntie always say, well, if they're going to look at you, give them something to look at. So it's almost like
Period.
if I'm going to be the big girl on the team, I'm going to be the smartest big girl on the team. I'm going to be the fiercest big girl on the team. I'm going to be the one that's going to dance the best on the team. You're literally
Period.
going to be waiting on me to come through the door. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
So it's almost like, I've learned how to own the rooms that I'm in and build that confidence. I'm really grateful and thankful for, the females in my family that are very much strong and dominant. So it really has allowed me to be black and be female in every sector in every area or any place that I've been in, because not only have I been, deal with black people, I deal with all sorts and kinds of people from all different ropes in life. And at the end of the day, we have so much in common with other people, but we live in a world today that rather focus on our differences than just our sameness. And like, because I believe that
Yeah.
and because all money is green, I don't care. So,
Period.
period. So it's
Jesus.
like, a lot of people be like, oh, you don't really scream black owned for what? I'm not against it, but for it I'm not just for quote unquote black people. I'm
Yeah.
not against it, but I'm not just for them. It's money to be made with everybody. And
Right.
I'm just not that person that's like, I'm so pro black that I can't deal with whites or I can't deal with nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very much that person where my money is green.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm. So beautiful because I was reading an article one time and they were talking about how Black women sit in this intersectional space
Yeah.
because we're Black, first of all, or African American, however you identify, or whoever's watching, however they identify. And
Right.
then, secondly, we are women.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times we go into these spaces where we don't fit in. It's just like, oh, you're doing too much, especially. I'm not going to go on my rant about the church tonight, but especially in the church and how the church is it can be very oppressive and misogynistic toward
Exactly.
women. So
Exactly.
because it's like, oh, well, you're just a graphic designer. It's like, no, I'm the graphic designer. You know what I'm saying? So
Honor
I
me.
think, oh, right. I think that's so beautiful how you sit in your humanity of yourself. Like, period. That's so
But I
beautiful.
think I feel like a lot of times,
Mhm,
if you are not comfortable with yourself, a lot of these things will bother you. If
mhm,
you're not comfortable with yourself, other people in their views and their opinions will bother you. And one of my things is like, um, I don't. I don't be I can't be bothered with the opinions of this world, and I can't be bothered by people because people don't pay your bills. Like,
yeah,
and I'm and
come
I'm
on.
and I'm not saying this to be like I'm just so money
Yeah.
focused, but when it comes to doing business and being an entrepreneur and being a female and being black, and stop worrying about so many different things that has nothing to do with what you're doing.
Mhm,
You cannot be worried about all these different things that have nothing to do with what you're doing. You literally have to stay focused and do what you're supposed to be doing so you can be successful. You don't be successful by minding somebody else's business.
right.
What so and so
So
does,
yeah.
what so and so does as a graphic designer or as a videographer, or as another creative, literally has nothing to do with your bank account.
Mhm, mhm.
So why are you even concerned?
Exactly.
I very much be leery of those people that are full of drama about stuff. Cause I just be like, that does nothing
Like
for
a lot.
you. That does like, so it's almost like that does nothing for you. This question says, what's the biggest pet peeve in dealing with graphic design
Mhm.
or media period? Um,
Well, I wanted you to finish your thought first. Were you finished?
Girl, I don't switch gears that quick.
Okay,
What was
okay,
my
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't switch gears that quick. But what is my biggest pet peeve in dealing with graphic design or media period? Um, ooh, I don't want to say pet peeve, but something that I have to always be trained and retrained in is dealing with other people's flaws. So,
Mm-hmm.
and when I say dealing with other people's flaws, like I know I have my own flaws, but you got to be able to deal with other people's flaws as well when you working with other folks. So it's almost like, yeah, they come to you as the graphic designer, but if they are not creative, they really think that giving you the local $100 to just take their idea and just blow it up or make it into something, they think that's enough. But in reality, they do not consider the fact that I have to, one, learn what you do,
Mm-hmm.
think about what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
do research, figure out what it is, come up with a concept that works, think about your personal audience, create colors and schemes and graphics and designs.
Can we pause
You-
right there, Kim? People do not get it.
They don't get it.
They
And when I
I
say
had to
dealing
take
with
my
their
glasses
flaws,
off on that.
they just
People
don't get it.
people don't understand because it's like, oh, I want you to do my branding, my graphic design. Let me put my glasses on because I can't see. But that question just, I had to take my glasses off for that.
But
But
I'm telling you, it's when they really
people
just don't get it. They just don't.
don't. And they don't, oh, well, I'm gonna pay you this, I'm gonna pay you that. And it's like, no, you don't
No.
even understand what it takes for me to put together this graphic. Because like you said, color schemes, typography, what is your audience? What are they gonna
What
respond to?
what is your audience going to respond to? Because you think that posting a flyer every day for 5 days straight is going to get people to come, and that is not the case.
Mm-mm.
You have to be a little bit more creative than that. Especially, and when I say more creative,
Mm-hmm.
videography and videos are literally upwards 80% engagement.
Mm-hmm.
So you can post a still flyer as many times as you want to. But if you don't post something that has any type of motion to it, we're scrolling right past it.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
but you got to think about this. You have to think about when it comes to your brand or your event or your stuff. You got to think about what makes you engage in other people. So if I'm scrolling and I see something, number one, my favorite color is mustard. So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm scrolling and I see something that's mustard, that immediately catches my attention.
Mm-hmm.
So it immediately catches my attention. So colors attract people's attention. If somebody scroll past your live video or your video and you're doing this,
Mm-hmm.
they'll be like, what's going on? What's going
Right.
on?
Right.
So
Like, what is
it
she
gets,
talking about?
what is she talking about? What is she doing? Like you ever scroll past somebody like they was praying on social media and they was like,
Yeah,
it
and
was
it's
almost
like,
like they
let
were
me click and see
drawing.
what they talking
And you was
about.
like, let me see what is they praying about? What is going on? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, but that is marketing. That is all of that comes into play. That's going to literally push your event or push your business or push your brand 10
Mm-hmm.
times further, 10 times harder because it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nothing like, working with people that are not creators or working with people that just don't get it can be very hard and very frustrating because just like you have to explain everything that you do in order for you to quote unquote get it. So that can be very
Right.
aggravating. People actually
So
do not consider the work. And
they don't. They don't.
and I don't want to put it and I don't want to make them try to consider the work. I would just rather refer them to somebody that can appease their smaller mindset.
And
And and their local
and the
budget.
budget, baby,
But
because
it's but I always tell people all the time. I was on a live last night and I was just telling the guy and I was like, there's room for everybody. Do not be afraid to be at your level or in at any level and not think that you're going to eat because there's people of a broad spectrum of budgets that can very much suit you. Not even just talking about budgets, but people with even different design styles and feels and everything like
aesthetics. I'm telling
aesthetics.
you.
Like there's there's so many things. There's room for everybody to eat. So it's like you don't have to be the $1 million designer. You just really don't.
Right.
You can very much be a designer that do quick stuff, quick and easy stuff because you like doing it. But I can always say this: the more you get into it, the more extensive that it gets, and the more
Mm-hmm.
extensive that it gets, the more money you have to charge, and the more money that you have to charge, the more burden that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it ain't just oh, I charge $1,000 for a flyer. I bet you work with somebody that is not creative. I bet you work with somebody that's aggravating. I
I
bet
was
you work with I bet you work with
maybe.
somebody that's super needy. I bet you work with somebody that needs something to in an hour and you
Mhm.
already have stuff to do. Like so you kinda
It's give and take.
it's give and take. It's
It
almost
is. And you know, Kim, because you have such experience like with working from the church, outside of the church, uh big celebrities, smaller people, you know, storefronts, I don't know. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? What
Mhm.
has been, and I don't want to get into the name calling or anything like that because you know we have to sign non-disclosures. But what are some of the most rewarding experiences that you've had? Just with people that you're working with in general.
Um I one of the most rewarding experience I have is seeing the results. And when I say seeing the results, like I did a fashion show like a couple weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
and she came and told me she was like, Kim, you made my fashion show a success. She says people been buying and buying these clothes. And I'm
Wow.
just like, girl, people are buying these clothes because they love you and you really think that they're buying these clothes because of me. And I'm just like, thank
The
you.
whole time
Right.
she had you a part of the project.
But right,
Right.
but me and her are part of the project. The energy that we created surrounding the project just gave so much momentum to
Mhm.
what she was doing. I thought it's an absolutely amazing pairing. I thought that was just perfect for what she had going on. So it's like, when you have those type of moments where you see your client be successful, when you
They're
see like
happy.
what you do, like you see stuff happening for people. Like
Yes.
I'm the type of person, like I love testimonies. Like I like when you wasn't you was having a hard time and then something amazing happened and you was able to get it, or something was
Mhm.
amazing, something was something great was happening, something great was able to happen out of a bad
Right.
situation.
Right.
Like
Right.
I am that person. I'm very much that type of person. So I love testimonies. I love people that have stories. I love people that literally come from nothing and became something, because I came from nothing and literally have become something. And like when I say stuff is going on, good and
Uh,
bad. And we're literally living in a day and a time where, as much good stuff is happening, bad
mm,
stuff is happening at the same
at
time.
the
So
time.
it's kind of like you really have to not only guard your heart, but guard your mind and keep a hold of, who you are and what's going on, and even keep a hold of your emotions and your feelings and your
Mm.
thoughts, because um literally stuff is going on. Like, yeah, people
I
laugh,
love
but
it.
it's
Stuff
like,
is going
yo,
on. Yeah.
it's I'm telling you, like my god baby's father,
Hmm.
um my god baby's getting ready to be born, but my god baby's grandfather just passed. So
Mm.
it's like
Yeah.
it's like we
I
walk
want to be
away
happy, but
and it's almost like I want to cry because,
yeah.
but then I want to be happy because.
Hmm.
So now you're left indifferent, and it's not that you're numb. It's just that, such is life. Like we
Right.
really,
NIV.
like I really want to encourage creatives that this is life.
Hmm.
This is real life. The ups, the downs, the goods, the bads, the uglies,
Hmm.
the everything. It is literally life.
Wow.
It's literally
Whew.
life. There's
So
nothing wrong with it.
yeah, there
It's
there
nothing
isn't,
wrong.
and I think sometimes as a creative, we get discouraged because
Yeah,
we see life happening. We
yeah.
see people die, people dying. It's
Mhm.
an election year. It's all this stuff going on. So Kim, how have you kept your creative mind intact? During this crazy, Kim, it's been a crazy year. No, Kim, what like
Crazy.
we've been in quarantine for about 8 months. Well, quarantine, I be going out,
Yeah,
but
I feel like we've been
like
quarantining since 2019. I don't even.
no, literally, like what's going
Yeah,
on?
what is
Like
going? What are we doing anymore?
how have you kept yourself intact?
Y'all, let me tell you, truly,
We
honestly,
should say
how have I
intact.
kept myself intact? I
Hmm.
have been taking breaks like crazy.
Mm.
And
Balance.
when I say taking breaks,
Mm-hmm.
I mean I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Being
I
honest,
do it.
being honest with being, I've probably, this has probably been the most, I don't want to say what's the word, self self love season.
Like giving yourself self care.
Giving myself more self love, giving myself more me time, being cool with being me. And I don't know if it's just because I've become older and I've been in a whole reflective mode, just because I graduated high school in 2010. So this is my 10-year anniversary in high school, and I'm just like, yo, Kim, I can literally tell y'all my entire senior year, like the back of my hand. I can
Mm-hmm.
tell you, and it just threw me for a loop this year because Kim, it's been 10 years. Look
Mm-hmm.
who you are in 10 years. Look what you've done in 10 years. Look what you've not done in 10 years. Look what you have became in 10 years.
Yeah.
Look like you really. If these past 10 years have literally like totally shaken me up. Like 2010, my life was literally planned.
Mm-hmm.
Today was not a part of it at all. So it's like,
Ah!
you have to become, it's like you have to become, okay with the hand that you've been dealt, and be okay with, God's plan for your life. And whether it went quote unquote your way or went another way, it was still in the plans of God.
Still the way.
It was still the way. A lot of times people are upset with the hand that they're dealt, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm a believer in Christ, so at the end of the day, all of that has to make sense.
Right.
So the 1 year that I couldn't get a job, the 1 year that I kept getting fired, the 1 year that, like, from me transitioning into from corporate to full-time entrepreneurship, yeah, I couldn't get no job. I couldn't keep a job. I would literally go to a job and get hired, and the supervisor be like, I don't like your attitude. And I'd be like, I don't think
Like
me
I
and
just got here.
I just got here. I don't think me and your attitude is going to click.
Uh-huh.
You don't even know me. So it's like, you have things like that. You also have, like, I've worked 6 months on, 6 months off, 3 months on, 3 months off, PRN to full-time entrepreneurship. I'm literally just getting to my quote unquote financial goals consistently.
Mm.
Like, you really have to be more patient. I'm learning this. You have to be more patient with yourself. You have to love yourself 10 times harder, because a lot of times we expect our camp to do a lot of our work,
They're,
but
they're not.
your camp is not responsible for you.
Mm-hmm.
You are responsible for you. And your part in the camp is what you're responsible for. Not you are responsible for the camp, and not your camp responsible for you. You
Right.
are responsible for you, and you are responsible for your part of
Right.
camp. So a lot of times, I kind of just learn to be okay with me, flaws and all. Like, be okay. Like, even in your weakness, like, there's a Bible scripture that says, "In your weakness, He's made strong." Like,
Yeah.
be okay with your weakness. Like, I have to hire an assistant now, and I'm just like, I was talking to one of the girls that I really want to be my assistant. I was like, "Yo, I can tell you right now, my weakness is, I'm not organized." Half of the stuff that you're asking me for, I
Yeah.
literally calculated in my brain. Like, I don't have it written out.
Mhm.
And how you been doing this? Thinking. I think a lot. So
Same.
it's kind of like,
Same.
I operate best in chaos. So
It's
so stuff
crazy.
that's,
Yeah.
so even stuff that if it gets like, even though the assistant that I want, she is very organized. Like, I have to even tell her, like, yo, you cannot be so organized, because the more organized that you get, I'm not going to understand.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like, work with me. You got to show me a whole lot of grace, because I operate best in chaos. I would
Yeah.
literally look at your organized thing and mess it up because it's bothering me, because it's too straight. You know,
It's too right.
it's too.
Creatives be
I,
like,
I can't see when everything's in the right order. I can't
yeah.
see. So it's almost like right now, I can tell you, like, what's under my seat, what's under my passenger seat to the left side right by the lever. I can tell you what's right there. If you
Damn.
want to move it, I can't find it. And I don't care if it's sitting right there in my face. It was right there
Jeez.
when I left it. Leave it
It
where
was
I
there when
left
I
it.
left.
Yeah, it be coming out of
Oh my God. So,
me.
so Kim, how can you encourage somebody right now? Because I know that you are, I don't, are you a minister? Or
I am not a minister. I am a PK. So a lot of the quote unquote church titles come
uh-huh.
upon me,
Yeah.
not on purpose, but just because I was raised and trained in it.
Raised up.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
raised up and trained. I mean, I low key probably could go be one, but in real
Yeah.
life, I'm not necessarily seeking the local title.
The local title.
Yeah, I ain't very much speaking of look. I'm just me,
Uh,
and I find I really like being me because a lot of people love who I am. They love that I'm a great happy medium. They love that I can really very much encourage them and get with them. They love that I am very much down to earth. They love that they can kind of just be themselves and not feel a certain way. And they also can come and ask me like, Kim, can you pray for me? And I'd be like, yeah,
mm,
I'll pray for you. Like, and they also be like, so it's almost like, I love, you know, being who I am without, the titles and the
the
hoopla.
title.
Even though I have my reverence is like at the highest, most,
Yeah. Yeah.
thing, but it's just that, I like being me. I like to be like, like if you see me on social media, I be like, when I do my plastic surgery, and my plastic surgeon snatch up this waist. Oh, okay.
Stop. You need
He
to
goes,
stop.
oh, hallelujah. Oh, okay. He gonna snatch this waist, and y'all
You
gonna
need
see
to
flesh.
stop.
How about that?
And
Oh,
they
okay.
ain't gonna know how to act. They're not gonna know how to act.
Oh, what I did with that plastic surgery.
But Kim, how can you encourage another young woman in ministry or in ministry in media right now?
Okay.
Who, they may be feeling like, hey, I don't feel it right now. My graphic design is not as good as Kim's or anybody else's. You know what I'm saying? How we all do. How can you
How we
encourage
really do.
a young
Um,
woman right now who may see this?
Let me encourage you. Get over it. And when I say get over it, I'm saying get over it because
Kim.
we're women. We think, y'all. This is it's one of our it's our strength and our weakness.
Mhm.
We are thinkers. Not only are we thinkers, we're overthinkers. We are analyzers. We are criticizers. We are all. These are our strengths, and as much of it as our strength, it is our weakness.
Our
The
weakness.
same, like we can literally see something, take it apart, put it together, transform it, find the problems. We literally do that to ourselves. Cut it out.
Mhm. Mhm. Cut
Cut
it
it
out.
out.
Say it again.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Stop that. Oh, okay. So cut it out. Stop overthinking. Like really, truly, honestly, relax. Give yourself time to grow. Give yourself time to mess up. Give yourself time to be trash. Like
Mhm.
in every season, there's a purpose. So you may feel like you're in a season where don't nobody see you. Do that season well because it's going to be a time where everybody's going to see you and you're not going to want to be seen. Like
Mhm.
I'm telling you from experience, I
Mhm.
had years of not being seen. Now that I am seen, I have to make sure that I'm moving correctly. Like
Right.
I got to make sure that my P's and Q's and my I's and my T's, everything is right because people are now paying attention.
Mhm.
And so it's almost like you want to be seen so bad, but if you're not ready to be seen, it's going to ruin you.
Mm.
So every season, do that season well. If you're in a season where you're not making no money, but you're doing a whole lot of work, do the work.
Mhm.
Because the only reason why only reason why you're gonna be able to demand those big bucks is because you know how to do stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
When I was not being seen, I was working my behind off. Y'all, I know how to do so much stuff creatively that I don't even do regular in life. And people will literally say, Kim, can you come and do this? Or can you come do I be like, yeah, I can do it. Oh yeah, I can do it. Like, can you edit videos? Yeah. I am not a videographer, y'all. But can I edit a bomb video?
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
can. Like, because you have to learn not only do you need to learn your craft, you need to learn all the supporting crafts around it because you never know if you're going to have to oversee that team You never know if you're going to have to work with somebody that's not competent. You don't know if you're going to have to do things that's a little bit extra, a little bit outside of your scope or practice. You have to be flexible. You
Mm-hmm.
have to be work withable. You have to be pliable.
Mm-hmm.
So do each season well. If you're in a season where you're not being seen, stop trying to be seen
Mm-hmm.
and go do other stuff because you're gonna need that time. If you at a time where if you're at a moment in life where you're not making enough money, listen, then do that season well and learn how to manage those $5. Learn how to manage those $10 to the utmost. Learn how to manage that because when you get 10 million, I'm telling you now, you're gonna run through it.
Mm-hmm.
People people say all I need is $1,000. Girl, $1,000 to me right now is the local $1.
Yeah.
Not so it's almost like the more money you make,
Mm-hmm.
your whole life shift towards that money. So it's not like, oh, I'm used to having $10 and now I got $1,000. I got $110. No,
Mm-hmm.
your whole life shift towards that. So the more money you make, the more your lifestyle consumes the money. It's not like you stay one
Exactly.
place and you go up. No, you come up together. Like all of that matters. So do each season well. I'm encouraging you to do every season well. It's totally okay. The plans for your life are good. They are full of purpose. They're full of prosperity, and you will always be kept. You will always be taken care of. Do not worry. Do not stress. Do not fret. Literally, God hand is on your life. You don't have to worry about a thing. But what you need to do is to stay focused, keep
Mm-hmm.
going, and stop worrying and sweating the small stuff. If you are trash right now, be trash.
Be try.
And when I say and me telling you be trash if you think you trash, you that should motivate you to get better.
To get
Yeah, I
better.
just think I was trash. I used to think I was trash, and yeah, I started doing more work and started challenging myself so I wouldn't be trash no more. So it's almost like the more I thought I was trash, the harder I worked. Like don't be defeated by your own insecurities. One more time, do not be defeated by your own insecurities. You don't have to be insecure. You don't. You don't have to be insecure. You don't got to be sad. You don't got to be depressed. You don't have to be any of those things. You literally have the power to, change your atmosphere, change your perspective, change your attitude, change your surroundings, change people around you. Like you still have control of those things. And if those things are what is interfering with your emotional health or even your mental health or even how you feel about your graphics or your media or even as a creative, switch that stuff around. Like, you don't gotta be defeated. Oh, okay. So I want to
That's
encourage.
that's so amazing that you said that because
Yeah.
Kim, I think sometimes, and especially as create, and I keep saying as creatives because a lot of millennials are creatives,
Right.
and a lot of people, even I'm pretty sure you can attest to this, they get stuck
Yeah.
because things don't work in their timing or things. Oh well, I can't get this or I can't do that, and it's just such a it's like a lot of people get
It's a
stuck in
lot.
this frustration that they forget that it's all about timing. So where
Yeah.
you are today
Ooh.
is not, I'm
It's not.
preaching.
I'm
Where
telling
you
you,
are
you're
today
preaching. You're preaching.
is not
Where
going to
you
be
are,
where you are next year,
and
or
it's
it's not
not.
where you are in the next 5 years.
And you have to be confident that you are not going to be the same because you're going to do the work for you not to be the same. If you're going to be discouraged so that you change your entire life. If you're going to be sad,
Right.
be so sad that you never want to be sad again. Like it bothers me, it bothers my entire being
Mm,
to be around people that are sad and depressed and want to be.
wow.
Cause I'm the type of person where like I'm that friend that ain't gonna let you be sad for too long. I
Right.
give
Right.
you about a good 24 hours. You go forth in your prayer. You gonna cry, you better cry hard. Okay? You crying today? Are we crying? We
Are we
crying?
crying today?
Okay,
Okay.
you better cry real hard. Cause tomorrow we ain't doing this. Don't nobody got time to have no headache all day.
Hmm.
Don't nobody got time to be sitting moping around. We gotta be stank all day. No, we don't got time for that. We don't have time for that. We got stuff to do because we don't have to be like that. I'm very
Right.
much the type of friend that be like, yo, we got to bounce back because it's still money to be made. Yeah, you fail. And what they got to do with anything? That one failure does not disqualify you for overall success. One more time, that one failure does not disqualify you from overall success. That one failure, that two failure, that three failure, that four failure,
Go
that
for it.
does not disqualify you from
Jesus.
overall success. It just don't do it.
Right.
It
Mm-hmm.
just don't. It just don't do it. So I don't care if you felt like y'all. And when I tell you these, y'all probably say Kim is so motivated. Y'all, I'm so motivated because I have had crap. Okay, so and I've literally had to spend time with God and nurse myself back to,
Mm-hmm.
optimal health where I'm able to stand on my own 2 feet. And when I say stand on my own 2 feet, I mean like get your mental health together.
Yeah.
So like I've experienced so much failure that I just did not even want to dream. I've experienced so much failure that I didn't even want to make goals. Like, cause I'm just like, why make a goal when you know you're gonna fail?
Mm-hmm.
Why,
Mm-hmm.
why plan for stuff when I can tell you now I ain't gonna have the money?
Mm.
So it's almost like
Yeah.
I I'd rather not say nothing and get nothing because I expected nothing.
Right.
Versus
Which then you got nothing.
nothing. Oh, okay. So it's like
Oh.
nothing, no, nothing, leaves nothing, boom, boom, boom. Like literally. So you have to
Right.
even I say this on my social media, I'm like, y'all, you have to be careful of what you say out your mouth because you should have whatever you say. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. You have power to command your day. You have power to command your emotions. You have power to command your moves. So as a creative, you're feeling defeated, you really have to bring yourself up out of that. And you have to say, I am not defeated. You have to say that I know how to do stuff. Like people be like, Kim, you know how to do. I'm like, I know how to do stuff because I felt like I didn't know how to do stuff.
Mm.
So whoo, she almost started crying. Because I know how it feels to not how to do stuff or feel like you ain't being seen or feel like you ain't working hard enough or feel like you ain't getting where you got to go or everything is happening for other people but it ain't happening for you. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Like I know how that feels. So I literally have to tell myself, Kim, you know how to do stuff. Kim, you're worthy to be honored. Kim, you know how to do that. Kim, you can do this, you can do that. You gonna be this, you gonna be that. Like I have to remember to tell myself that because if I let society tell me who I am, I ain't gonna be jack.
You're not gonna be anything,
I ain't gonna be literally
especially as a
squat.
black
Like
woman.
I ain't gonna be nothing. Like so, if I allow my circles and my crowds, everybody does not have your best interest in mind. Some people only want you to be as successful less than them. Like they want to be successful, and then they want you to be successful, like right about here, and they're gonna be happy. But
Right.
my thing is, I'm not called to be successful right here. I'm called to be successful up here. And my thing is, you trying to be down here, and you should be here.
Mm-hmm.
We should be successful here,
Mm.
side by side, not under or over each other.
Right. Right.
That mentality is sick. Please
Mm.
cut
But you know what, Kim? You just said a mouthful
that. Woo!
because you really did. And
Okay.
as a graphic designer, as a creative, as someone that's in this media industry that is continuously changing and growing and moving and shaking, there are so many people that are competitive. Like it
Yeah.
would be so easy for just let's just use an example as me and you. Like,
Yeah.
oh, child, I'm not gonna talk to Kim because she'd say, for what? Like, what good does that do?
It literally does nothing for you.
It does
And my thing is,
nothing.
who Janessa has is who Janessa has. Who
Right.
Kim has is who Kim. It's people that is going to
Yes.
come to me, and Janessa might be 10 times better than me, but they don't like her attitude, and they have every right
Exactly.
to come to me, even though I'm trash, but they don't like her attitude.
Mhm.
So people come to you not for the sake that you're so good or you're so well, but they come
Right.
to you as a person. Like when people be checking for like graphic design, they be like, oh, let me go check their social media. Let me see if they happy. Let me see if they sad. Let me see if they nasty. Let me see if they petty. Let me see if they,
Mm.
gossipy. All that stuff, when you hiring folks, like you check that out because you don't want nobody like that around you.
Mm-hmm.
So you very much, everybody has their own audience. Some people like me because I'm very God oriented. Some people like me that I'm very much down to earth. If they wanted somebody real extra and real bougie, they would go get that. So it's some people that feel like I'm quote unquote ghetto, but I'm very educated. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, so it's just like,
Very educated.
very educated. So it's like, everybody's allowed to think what they want. You think what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So give everybody that space, like that competitive spirit, that whole see me first, that whole gimme, 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 that whole you need to work with me and not her because she's this and she's
No,
that. That's dumb and that's
we
stupid and
know
that's
that.
crazy. And I can tell you right now, you don't got no money and you're not successful because if you had money, you would know that partnerships and teams and all that type of good stuff get you more money, more money,
Oh,
more money,
woo!
more money. So like,
Exactly.
when you work well with others, because it's a lot of the biggest opportunities in my life came from working in groups and teams and knowing this one key person in the camp and knowing that one person in the camp and knowing this person in the camp and knowing, so it's almost like, relationship got me quote unquote success. Being nice,
Mm-hmm.
being cordial, being down
Being,
to earth,
being
not being
genuine.
a fan, not being
I
a
can't
tourist.
stress that. I cannot stress that enough
Yeah.
because working with some of the like higher profile clients that I've worked with, it's like one of the things that they'll say to me is, you just cool. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know how to take that. I'm just like, well, am I supposed to be? I don't want to fangirl right now. Like, I can't do that
You
because that's not
can't do
professional.
that. You have to
You
be,
know what I'm saying?
and I'm telling y'all, if you want to work with like celebrities or you want to work with higher end people or people that quote unquote make more money, you have to be extremely down to earth and you have to be really good at what you do because they're trusting you to do what you know how to do. So a lot of times they don't know how to do what they're hiring you to do.
Mm-hmm.
So they really trust you and lean on you for you to do what you are called and known to do. Number one. Number two, you cannot fan out. They are literally regular people like you and I. And when you're fanning, they feel like they got to be somebody that they're not. And nobody wants to
It's
have to
off
be
putting.
somebody to work with you. Nobody.
Yeah.
I like. You think? I don't think. Only reason I can say this just because everybody knows it. But working with Shirley Caesar don't want to have to be Shirley Caesar on the award show with Kim. She
Right.
just want to be Shirley.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So she don't want to have to be Shirley Caesar. I'm praying
Pastor.
and Pastor Shirley and
Yeah.
I pastor you. No, she don't want to be my pastor. She's not hiring me to be her to pastor me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She need to do graphics. She need to be go.
Right.
She need to go find me a video. I need to go find her videographer. I need to make sure that the lives go right. I need to make all that stuff needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it very much like a lot of these celebrities we fan out over,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not gonna work for them fanning out over them. You need to be
You're not.
extremely good at what you do, and not only do you need to be humble, you also need to be able to work diligent, wholeheartedly without all the extra stuff. Like you can fan out when you get to the house, because when I'm telling y'all now, when I got off that phone. I was like, oh my God, Jesus, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Remind you, I was on the phone. Hello.
Exactly. You got to
Thank you
keep
so
it
much
tight.
for
Keep
calling.
it
Thank you
tight.
so much for calling me. I very much can have this ready for you. I'm thinking these ideas, that ideas. We very much can do this. We can do it. Y'all, I cleaned that sucker up so quick. But when I
Mm-hmm.
got off that phone, I was hollering. Okay.
Yep.
Mom, oh my God, Mama, I done made it. I done made it.
I am screaming.
Yeah, the people at my daddy's job was coming up to my daddy talking about your daughter was on. We seen your daughter on the Shirley Caesar show. Y'all, my daddy got a whole Facebook just to see me on social media. Y'all, like my daddy never,
That's so
my
funny.
daddy has never participated
Mm.
in any. Not I don't want to say like rudely. He hasn't participated in my antics, but my daddy is extremely chill. Like people literally had to aggravate him for him to like really pay attention. So the people at my daddy's job literally kept talking to him about me and about what I said on my stories. And my daddy literally went and got a Facebook and just
Oh my
followed me.
God.
You
I
can see
feel
what I
you.
be talking about. Now, mind you, I'm not inappropriate, and I don't care anyways because I'm grown. But it gets me so funny that when I walk in the house, my dad be like, "People of God, people of God," and I be like, "Daddy, what?" He does
Oh.
like, "People of God in today," and I'd be like, "Yeah, yeah, I had a few words for the people of God today." So stuff like that.
It
One,
just works.
it just works, but very much so,
Mm.
y'all. It's okay.
Kim, I appreciate we have about 5, 6 more minutes. So I really, really appreciate you for coming on, for being genuine, for being transparent. And I really want to do another live so that we can kind of train people on decorum, working with
Mm.
higher level people.
Girl, we got to do
Uh,
it.
People
Or
don't
maybe
get it.
not only working with them or even trying to work with them. You really have to. A lot of times people say, "Oh, I want to know Shirley," but you don't need to know Shirley. You need to know Shirley's manager. You need to know
Exactly.
Shirley's hairdresser. You need to know Shirley's makeup artist. You need to know Shirley's stylist. That's what you need to know.
Hmm. Hmm.
You need to know Shirley's pastor. That's what you need
Hmm.
to know. You
Hmm.
don't need to know the person. You need to know the
Right.
king.
The people.
The
Exactly.
people. The king.
And what is so crazy is because people don't realize it, and just because we're talking about Pastor Shirley Caesar, I'm
Mhm.
just gonna use her as an example. So
Yeah.
people don't realize that when she goes to sit down and get her hair done, she's like, "Man, I really need a new website."
Right.
Or when she's going to the church, like, I saw it, I think we need to update, or when she's going to talk to her son or whoever, you know what I'm saying? That you're right, it's the camp.
It's
It's
the
not
camp.
the
It's
person,
not the
it's
person.
the
It's literally
camp.
the camp. And if you're more focused on the person and you disrespect the camp, you would never get them.
Hmm.
You would never get them.
Hmm.
Because I'm telling you now, they're depending on their camp to help them. They're depending
Hmm.
on their camp to keep them. Like if y'all see Meg the Stallion, she literally has a camp. You
Hmm.
need to know the people in their camp.
Right, right.
You don't need to know her.
Hmm. It's the
You
people
need,
around me.
you need to know the dog groomer.
Right.
You need to know the local bus driver.
Baby, when I
You need to
say
know who maintenance the bus. You need to know who cut
who drive,
who drives. You need to
the
know
cook,
who cooks, who
okay?
cleans, who's the cleaning service. Those are the people that you need to know because those are the people that want to come in contact and not only hear the complaints and hear people and know them at the most intimate level so
Hmm.
recommend you or even recommend somebody because you be trying to figure out how did so and so, like I used to be like, how does so and so sucks?
Hmm.
How did
That God
the
is
how they know the
they
camp.
got in. Hmm.
They know the camp. You can be
And you know
trash.
what? Oh my gosh, we really need to do that. We really need to do
You can be
that.
trash.
Yeah, we
You
need to do
know the
that
camp.
because even down to contacting people, like all the people that I've gotten in contact with over the years,
Mhm.
it came from me just knowing somebody in the camp or
Mhm.
just submitting a formal email or you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like people think that it's like, oh, I got to go through all the hoops and loops to get it.
Mm-mm.
It's not even that
It's
serious.
not that serious.
It's really not.
You can literally find somebody. I'm telling you, if
Hmm.
not only do you need to you don't need to watch the person, you need to watch the camp. You need to watch who they are with,
Hmm.
and that's what's going to help you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people don't have to put you on. Remember that. But also remember this too. If somebody putting you on, you gotta show up. You
Show.
gotta show.
Oh, I cannot stress that.
You gotta show. You got to
Show
make
up.
somebody be like, dog, I should have been hired her. You got to make people be like, yo, I should have been. Where have you been? I
Yeah.
need you. That's
Hmm.
how, like, when you come on the team or when you be a part of the squads or the camps, you have to show up. Meaning you need to do your part well. You don't get up. You don't be a part of the camp to be a group.
Right.
You paid to be a part of the camp.
Right. You're paid to
Act
work.
like it. You paid to work. Act like it.
Hmm.
So it's almost like, yeah, you want to go home and fly that you're a part of the camp, but baby, your part will easily be slipped right up under you because your work ethic sucks.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because number one, remember what I said in the beginning. They are hiring you to do what they cannot do.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't do what you're supposed to do, they have to get somebody else because they can't do it. People, the higher you you need to for even your weaknesses, your strength, you need all that help. So you literally end up hiring your weakness or you hire your strength. So if you're not creative and somebody say, Kim, I need you on my team, I'm gonna pay you X amount of dollars to be on the team every month, I have to be that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be that good girlfriend laying up.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
have to be that because if I'm not that, who's gonna be that?
Exactly.
And then what's the point of me?
Mm-hmm. And then they're going, okay, well, Kim, I really like you over here, but I'm gonna hire.
Yeah.
No, that's mine.
Exactly. You
Right.
have to show up. Remember, like but that's when anybody anything. You need to treat your lower end customers like your higher end customers because you don't know what camp they're a part of.
Mm-hmm.
It's people that I work for and didn't even know who they knew.
Mm-hmm.
It's people that I work for currently that I now know who they know. So when people look at them and look at their stuff, they be like, "Oh, I want who your girl, who over there doing stuff, who over there doing stuff," and
Mm-hmm.
they be like, "Oh, that's Kim," and
Mm-hmm.
they call me as if I don't got nothing to do.
Right.
I'm like,
Right.
"Can you come and do this? Can you come and do that?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm not doing that. I can really do what
Right.
you do.
I don't have
I
many
have nothing to do." You
clients
know
to work for. Uh,
exactly.
right. But you know what, Kim? This conversation is really going to be the first of many, first of all.
Yay!
Secondly, I am so appreciative because time is really, really big for me.
Yeah.
So I understand that you're busy, that you have a lot of work to do, a lot of clients to tend to, but I am so thankful that you just took the time to meet with me, to talk to me, and just really allow people to hear your story. So before we leave, I know we've been on here for about an hour and a minute and 8 seconds, but can you please give people your socials, how to get in contact with you, and also tell people about what you do, in general. I know it's graphic design, but
Okay.
just who you are and things like that.
Hi, you guys. My name is Kim Jenkins. I am a graphic designer. I'm a creative director, an instructor, and a thought leader and or communicator. Um, you can follow me at Kim Jenkins _. You can follow my graphic or my design business page where we specialize in creative designs as far as visuals, events, and branding and marketing, but very much heavily on the visuals and events um, at Kim Creative Studio and or KimCreativeStudio.com. Coming soon, I have, if you guys haven't noticed, I am now a full-on Photoshop educator now. So I teach people how to use Photoshop. Woo! I teach
So
graphic
excited.
I teach graphic designers how to be greater graphic designers, and I teach creators how to do basic graphic design using Photoshop and or other Adobe platforms. Um, my e-school comes out 2021. Woo, 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 woo.
Really? Oh my gosh, Kim.
Stuff is going on, girl. Stuff is going on.
So
So
good.
you very much will see me saying people of God. Oh, okay.
Do it
Stuff
one
going
before we
on.
leave. Just do it one time before we go.
People
I,
of God, people of God, ooh, people of God, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm a singer. I was a singer first, so
right.
I can sing a little bit. I can sing a little bit. Oh, okay.
You can sing a
So,
lot of it. You need to stop.
don't tell my business. But
Oh my God.
y'all, that's me. I'm a mega creative. I'm very much down to earth. I'm a low key, a little bougie, because I like it. So very much so. I'm a lover of all things creative. You can follow me on Facebook because y'all, I am nearing 5,000 friends. I don't like people try to tell me what to do, but follow me on Facebook at Kim Jenkins. My website is coming out soon because I also host events now. I host events. I do live dances. I do TED Talks and chats and all the type of stuff.
Period.
Y'all stuff is going on.
Stuff
So
is
y'all
going
very much
on.
be able to book Kim Jenkins at
Mm,
KimJenkins.com.
yes.
So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
this is going on. Stuff is
Kim,
really, truly going
thank
on. I'm
you
grateful.
so much. Thank
You're
you so
welcome. You're welcome.
You are like literally a wealth of knowledge. I
Oh,
love
thank
you so much. And I
you.
really am excited to see what God has in store for you over the next few months and into 2021 because God is getting ready to do bigger than you
He's
can.
doing a great work. Oh, okay.
So thank you so much for y'all. Thank you y'all so much for tuning in, for joining
Yeah.
us, for the Facebook audience, for the YouTube audience, for the Instagram live audience, all the audiences. Thank y'all so much. And if you have any questions, please submit them to me or to Kim. You know where to find her. You know where to reach out to her and
Y'all
things
get
like
them, y'all can get them on local DMs. I'm not gonna be nasty.
that.
But
Slide into the
listen, y'all can
DMs.
slide into the DMs. And when I say slide into the DMs, y'all be careful because sometimes it go in that little request spot.
Yeah.
Don't be mad if it take me a little longer because I don't always look at that request area. So don't be mad. Don't be mean. Don't be. Y'all gotta remember I do have stuff going on, but I'm not that
Got
nasty. I
things
very
going on.
but I would very much so respond. So if you have a question about design or even like Kim, how do I charge more money?
Mm,
I can very much tell you. How you make more money? Be more serious.
yes. Easy. Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Kim. I really
You
appreciate it.
you
And
will.
y'all, catch us next time because stuff is going on. Okay. Y'all have a great, great night.
Good night, you guys.